Goals for 2020's ranked queues are balancing the matchmaking system without compromising waiting times and changing the fairness of autofills. The wording in the post is somewhat vague, so nothing is set in stone yet, and this is more like a teaser than anything else, but many cool and frankly overdue things are being mentioned, like fixing flex queue, combating game-ruining behavior, and possibly even tinkering with the promotions system. As for our question of the day, I wanted to know, what is your #1 problem in the ranked ladder? All the tryharding and salt mines aside, my problem is actually the immense pressure that is put on you in the very first couple of placement games. It feels like it was somewhat less stressful with the old system, where you only knew your starting rank after the first 10 games, whereas now, if you lose the first 2 to 3 games, but then you win the others, it feels way worse than if you were to win the first ones, but lose the later ones. Anyways, let us know your answers to this question in the comments below. Before we get started though, make sure to check out proguides.com if you want to reach your dream rank in 2020. There, we have challenger coaches waiting to teach you everything they know about the game and help you improve. With all these rank changes, it'll be well worth the visit, so click that link in the description and get started. So back to the dev board. As I just mentioned, Riot's first goal for this season's ranked is fixing matchmaking in general. The more specific improvements is that they'll actually deliver within the next few patches are autofill balance and duo balance. The first is simple. Soon the number of autofilled players in both teams will be perfectly balanced. Can you actually believe that this wasn't already a case? It really doesn't seem fair for one team to have 1 or 2 autofills, but for the other one to have 0. As for the duo balance, it's aiming to do the same, but with premates. Since obviously having 2 pairs of coordinated players on one team, but only 1 or even 0 on the other, is a real feels bad man moment. For the other part of matchmaking, where you happen to be the autofill, there's some news here as well. Namely, Riot seems to be working on a feature that will measure you up against all other positions to make sure you don't get the one that you have absolutely 0 proficiency with. For example, I know some folks out there have never ever learned to play jungle. So for them to be autofilled in the jungle means they either beg the other players to swap or dodge and lose LP. If this ends up being shipped live and doesn't make the queue timers half an hour long, it'll be a really good job on Riot's side. If you're a rookie entering ranked for the first time, in the near future, this may become a more pleasant experience for you. The dev board mentioned that they'll be looking more holistically at the playstyle of new players on the ladder in order to identify their true skill level. This wording is a bit vague, but it sounds like a positive change for the first timers on the competitive rift. In the second half of 2020, all the way to preseason, there are also a couple more things that are being looked at. Like I mentioned in the intro, fixing disruptive behavior as well as reworking promos are some of those things. It's funny how they don't specifically mention combating toxicity since, Riot kinda loves to encourage trash talk some of the time, but instead, their focus is on developing better detection of things that break the game, like intentionally feeding, going AFK, griefing, and stuff that happens at higher elos like win trading. And of course, this should make all those reports you give out after the game actually return with some feedback about the fate of that 0, 9, 6 tier Yasuo. Personally, these changes sound pretty nice. Of course, they won't make toxicity magically disappear, but it seems like a step in the right direction. Also, they mentioned that the current promo system is being seriously examined and may receive some changes. Which changes? We don't know yet, but if the days of losing the 5th promo game for the zillionth time are finally over, then I'm down. A few other things that are being worked on are MMR transparency, as well as the flex queue. I can't be the only one who remembers the old elo system, can I? You can save your boomer jokes for the comment section, but this magical number that determines your rank has never really gone anywhere. It's just been buried so that you can't look it up easily anymore. Well, it seems like Riot wants to make the connection between that old number and the current LP and division more visible. They didn't say how yet, but it's in the works. And make sure to click that sub button and the bell to be notified of any news regarding these changes. As for Flex Queue, it looks like the restrictions around it will finally be lifted. Parties of 4 finally enabled? That's a poggers in the chat. Riot has acknowledged that the identity of the Flex Queue is kind of unclear right now, sitting somewhere between a fun mode for groups of friends and a semi-competitive queue for those looking to break into the scene. Hopefully, brighter days lie ahead for this often forgotten queue. All right, that concludes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And once again, you can check out our website, proguides.com, if you want to take your ranked armor to the next flashier level. We've got heaps of League of Legends content over there that will teach you more about the game, more about your mentality going in, as well as some neat little tricks that are unknown to the average player. Also, stay tuned to our YouTube channel since we release League of Legends related videos every single day. Good luck on the Rift, and I'll see you guys next time.